Push the button, man. Push the button. Why, hello, everybody. Here we are. It's Wes, Hank, and Andy.
Back again.
In Black series. Did I actually do that? I did. I did. Where to start with tonight? Tonight is an interesting night because not only are we delayed because of the Easter holiday. Happy Easter, by the way. We are on the eve of... Or sorry, the eve before.
Yeah, it's Premier Eve.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Doesn't this feel like the last day of summer vacation? Like school starts tomorrow?
So like, I'm like
big boy school?
I'm like dropping a brick at like, how much writing am I going to have to do Wednesday morning?
Oh, yeah. No, like, so drop that brick, but go, how much writing do I have to do Saturday morning and Sunday? Because I got to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's true. I don't have the, I do have a bit of a luxury to be able to devote as much time as I want to the show. And that I am very fortunate for. So I do not envy you.
I'm ramped though.
Man, I was already telling my wife, I'm like, it's going to be a late night tomorrow night. She's like, why? I'm like, or season 2 starts tomorrow and it's over 2 hours just this week alone. Yep. If the episode counts are accurate, which I think they are.
More than likely, they usually aren't too far off.
So I'm very, very stoked about that. On that note, that means this is the last time we're going to meet together like this to talk about Star Wars action figures for at least 4 weeks. Let's see. Let me look at myself here.
Summer's almost
Let me look at my notes. I've got 2 more of these in the bank ready to go. So have no fear. These will be back. That being said, let's talk about Andor a little bit more because I'll repeat it at the end of the show for those who are late coming in. Hello, everybody, by the way. Hey, Josh, I can see you. Hey, Hank, you're here too. You're here like in the chat and here for real. What is going on?
I figured it out.
Hank is everywhere.
We've touched on this lightly. I'll touch on it again. We've got 3 episode arcs, which ain't going to be like them 4 episode arcs in the Clone Wars.
No.
That means there is an immense amount of material to cover. So we've kicked around the idea of trying something a little more light, but yet each of us has our own writing style. So we're not 100% sure how that's going to look. The one thing I am sure of is I definitely want your help. So earlier today on our social media, I put up a social media post with the season 2 poster. So if you're looking for it, that's what you can look for. I'm calling it the official did you see that post. So when you're watching the show tomorrow night, hopefully you're watching it tomorrow night. I will be. make sure you check out our social media, have your phone handy, and when you see the thing, make sure you point it out. Did you see this thing? Because we might miss stuff having to consume so much material. And I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure we get all those things that you guys thought was really cool into Fandor on Sunday. And if we use your point, we will shout you out. All right. Any more before we...
There's so much Star Wars to cover this week. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, we almost need a random Star Wars show.
We need a celebration recap.
Well, we're going to be doing part of that tomorrow night on Random.
Fandom. Okay, so yeah,
we've got a lot of toys, a lot of trailers, a whole bunch of stuff to cover.
I'm pretty excited.
Really exciting stuff, though. Like wow!
I saw some rumored stuff today, and I try not to take the rumored stuff too seriously, but like when you see like a good one. It's hard not to. I saw not a clip. I saw an image today that was reportedly, there's no source on this, so this could just be 100% BS, but I liked it. So I'm going to propagate it. Person had put out a post and it depicted a starship. It's a pretty Star Warsian looking ship too. And they claimed that this was going to be the hero ship from the new tactics based video game, which escapes me right now with the name. Do you remember the name of it, Hank?
Zero Squad?
Zero Company?
Zero Company. Maybe.
Zero Company. Presumably Mercenary Squad during the Clone Wars.
Composed of not only clone troopers, but Mandalorians and everybody else.
Yeah, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
You're going to have classes. So it's a little bit like...
so maybe it's not set during the Clone Wars.
Or it is. It's the last months of the Clone Wars, from what I've read anyway.
Well, then I can't. No, then it's no good. Then the thing that I saw cannot possibly be true if it's set that time, because they had purportedly revealed the name of this vessel, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. The Cassian. Oh. But you can't have the Cassian if it's in the Clone Wars. We got Sean checking in tonight. Sean, thank you for tuning in. Also, thank you for your vote. I saw that today. Yesterday, as I was tabulating the votes.
What is up?
Centurion's Corner. You guys are all here. What's that?
Centurion's Corner. Welcome.
What am I missing here? Oh my gosh, Centurion's Corner.
What is that?
Hey, nice to have you along. Nice to see you here, coming in from YouTube. Thanks for hanging out. Tonight we're going to cover. We're back to the Black Series of action figures. It is Phase 3, Waves 9 and 10. And this should be, don't hold me to this, no guarantees, but this should be the last time that I will have to apologize for
out of order
and things that we have already covered, because they're out of order. So there will be some familiarity in this in tonight's episode, but there will also be a bunch of stuff that we haven't looked at. And as always, where we have some stuff to show you, we will have figures to show you. All right. Are we ready to dive into this week's selection?
Let's do it.
All right. Let us do it. Okay. If you didn't see it, there is the preview slide. Of course, that was on our social media for the last few days that you had a chance to vote on. And vote you did. We had the highest voter turnout, kind of like the election right now.
Apparently, the early voting in town here was ridiculous.
I was going to say that
2.5 hour wait.
That's a little joke for our Canadian fans. Advanced polls in our local area have been swamped, overwhelmed. Tonight, it's number 30, Princess Leia. Number 31, the AT-AT driver / pilot. Number 32, Obi-Wan, which we've already seen. As well as, what do we got here? We got Sabine Wren, number 33. Number 34, Darth Revan. Number 35, the Snowtrooper. Rounding out the, this is the rounding out of the, not Rebels, my gosh. The Rogue One cast until they release them again. Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus, 36 and 37 respectively. We don't get a Bodhi Rook until the re-release of all of them, which is going to be a couple of years from now, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
All right, shall we kick it off?
Let's.
Here we go. We're taking a look first at number 30, Princess Leia.
What is she looking at? Which way? Looks like Marty Feldman.
This is a case of
Igor.
The figure in the box looks better.
Really? Look at that.
than the figure in hand. And this one I had right up until I got the new one. I gave this one to my granddaughter because she just recently saw Star Wars, and she's quite, oh, let's do that. Here, let me bring you Solo here, Hank.
Thanks.
Now you've got, is that the Kenner? Oh, that is the 40th anniversary. She looks better there.
Way better. I'm trying to get her. There you go.
We're still at a point now, even with the retro card, we're still at a point with those where they are not face printed.
No, but they did a bang up job on her face paint by hand.
Still looking like action figures per se.
Yeah. Looks like both her arms are broken forward. But I mean, you can't, like, you're gonna have to torture me to get you to open this, because, like, I'm a sucker.
It's those retro card backs are quite nice.
Yeah,
quite nice. And at least with the Star Wars ones, like the cardboard thickness was, I feel, reasonably appropriate for what they are.
Way better than the vintage collection. I have so many curved vintage collection. Don't get me started.
You stand them up and they start curling under their own weight.
Yeah.
They curl this way. Like if you
towards the blister.
If you peg them, they curve on the wall, like the centers buckle out.
Too much humidity.
Yeah.
This figure is an interesting one. We are in what? We're now in 2016. By the way, this is the last wave of figures for 2016. So when we meet again in 5 weeks from now, we'll be in 2017. Sean says this one is number 2 in my collection. You mean the second figure you bought, or number 2 of your favorites? I don't want to be confused on that. Let me know.
It's because she can look at the figure on either side of her at the same time.
Josh with a Revan. We'll have more to talk about him later on. They really went all out on the soft goods with this, and it's mixed bag. It is mixed bag. She does have 2 blasters, though. I'm quite happy with that. We got the Stormtrooper blaster with the silver paint on the bolt, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And then her, what do you call that? Her
Princess Special.
Well, yeah, the Satine's Lament, as it was retconned to be named, but it's got a name. I don't remember what it is. Oh, she is the top of my list in my collection. That's cool. So you meant to say number 1 then, because the 2 is beside the 1 then.
Could be.
I'm just pulling your leg. Whatever. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'll go with she is the top. So you did say it. I did see that when you'd mentioned that before. I want to talk about the soft goods, because soft goods tend to get a lot of attention, and why shouldn't they? Because they can be an enhancement, or they can be a detractor. And in the case of Princess Leia, I am solidly on the fence with this.
Because the hood up version doesn't look bad at all.
Well, I would like to say that
it looks pretty decent from behind in those like glam shots. I've never held her in hand, so I don't know.
I've played with this one quite a bit to try and replicate that. And do you think that I could get her to wear the hood and have it draped that way? The other thing is, with it being like, I didn't have a problem doing it with Luke Skywalker because his soft goods are black.
Does that gown have a thigh cut?
It does on both sides, but it's like goes up to the knee.
Oh,
it doesn't go all the way up. So you do have some mobility restriction in that sense.
Wouldn't be as bad as the straight plastic Obi-Wan robes.
The traffic cone.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so true. Figure wise, it's a basic body underneath, white boots, white plastic body and whatnot, and articulation that is, consistent with the age of the figure.
Is it that frail female body? Is there a little more meat to it?
No, I think it's the skinny, like the super skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about the, Sean says that I like her because she is all cloth. And I have to admit, when she was new back in 2016, I was kind of over the moon to get her. I thought she was really cool.
She looks better than the Luke.
The Luke of this era.
Of this era.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And I do feel that because she did have some successive releases, she got this original release, she got the 40th carded release, and I believe she got an archive release as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do get better with each
And
release.
the molded release, the most recent release.
Yeah, which is a 100% new. That's a new figure altogether. I don't think there's any reuse there. The soft goods, because they were white, I was never comfortable doing the soak and form because I didn't want them to get
Wet t-shirt
dirty.
contest.
I didn't want them to get dirty, right? And I thought as soon as I wet this stuff, it's just going to be a dust magnet, right? More so than action figures are.
Yeah.
So I never did it. Presumably, I could have gotten a better hood pose had I have done that, but I could never get my Leia to look that natural wearing the hood. So I always kept it folded down, flip it inside out, and then draped it down across her back so it wasn't very obtrusive, right? But yeah, that is what she looks like. And yeah, where is she looking?
Everywhere.
That is awful.
She's on a swivel.
That's awful. Probably not indicative of all the everyone that released. You know, they just those glam shots happen to be poor. Selection of whoever took them was like, really? You want me to do this?
Centurion's Corner. She is a good figure for the time, but just released at the wrong time before the face tech. The re-release on the A New Hope card was a definite improvement, but with technology over recent years, she has become outdated super quick.
Yeah.
Have to agree with that. Like if you picked up that new one, that is, they did away with the soft goods completely. And how I feel about this stuff. Like it's a 50-50. Well, it's actually not a 50-50. It's more like a 75-25, right? 75% of the time, not very good. 25% of the time, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can see why they did away with it. You can definitely
How articulate is she though?
She's consistent
she's wearing a gown, right?
I mean, she's consistent with figures of that era, but I mean, she can only spread her legs. Like she can only get the wide stance to a certain degree, and then
dress will let.
And then there's no knee articulation.
Well, there is, but I mean, they're just like, what are you going to do? It's
I get
essentially
it.
a dress, right?
I get it.
Technically, they count the belt as an accessory. Galactic figures does anyway.
Interesting.
One day we're going to get it right. I mean, I don't want to harp on Japan too much, but that figure that they released, the black and white samurai from that Visions.
Well, there is that.
They broke ground with the articulation on that thing, plus the wires in every cape and that should be standard fare for stuff when it comes to, we could go light years with soft goods if we start to incorporate that.
I think of wired soft goods as being premium. Yeah. So, it's a double-edged sword. Do I want it? Yes. Do I want to pay the premium for it?
I mean, as they're jacking these prices up, I'd like to see something like that. Like, I guess, I don't know.
I always say, here's the thing, and I have
our price points are going up. Like,
I have to eat my words.
$38 for that range trooper.
$36.99.
Wow.
$36.99 in Canada. So after GST, you're close to $40. When I was in the toy business, I always use the analogy like the Black Series is still a mass market. Well, most of the stuff that I dealt in was still mass market, but you look at figures from other companies and I use NECA as my example. NECA, who arguably have some of the best sculpts in the business, bar none, in a 7-inch scale. I always said, as the price creep continues to rise, I have to ask, is the value there? Is this comparable to a NECA figure? And the answer has always been no.
Right.
Your average NECA Ultimates is still in that 50
to 80 range.
55. Well, basic Ultimate, I should say. Nothing not a deluxe set like that RoboCop set with the chair. That was like $80 or something before tax. But when my Star Wars figures start creeping into the NECA range, I really got to take a hard look. And I've been saying that for years. Got to take a hard look at what I'm doing. And, the fan in me gets the better of me almost all the time.
I mean,
I'm still buying.
What's weird is so Hasbro, and I'm coming off the rails a little bit, but Hasbro announces we're no longer going to be producing our own figures. We're going to start outsourcing.
Yeah.
And then they do something like they did with the Han Solo, which in my opinion is groundbreaking for Black Series. The inkjet, that likeness is crazy.
Is that what they're doing now? They've changed the technology they're
It's
using?
yeah, it's inkjet. It's inkjet photo print.
I was looking at the comparison shot that you sent over of what A New Hope Han,
it's just ridiculous, right? Like
Bespin
you don't
Han,
think it
and
is
yeah.
until, and then you're like, wow, that is actually mental.
Well, I will say this, we've got a ton of
But
the
my
face
question
pictures
though
to get
is
through.
that the new
Standard.
is
Will
that
it
the new
be?
state? Like, is that the new
Oh,
people producing the figures now, or like has that
I don't
happened
know.
already?
Hmm.
Because that's a light. That's a
It's a
few
big
parsecs of a
difference.
jump, man.
I know some of the big issues with the face print in recent years has been they just have come off as being too shiny.
Hmm.
And that looked. I mean, I haven't seen it in hand. It's not released yet. So I don't know how some people have them in hand already, but
Directly from China, maybe
yeah.
from the factory. Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, is that the gate? I read an article. Is that the gateway to literally redoing everything over again?
I mean, look at
Hmm.
what they announced. I mean, the follow up, we got new Farm Boy Luke, we got new Leia. We just showed off, and now they just showed off Han and Chewie.
Hmm.
So, but the face prints on those
What?
two figures, the Luke and the Leia that you have, they're not as good
Yeah,
as that Han, are they?
I would say they are not. The Leia looks really good. The Luke and Luke is, you have more Luke Skywalkers in the Star Wars toys than any other character ever made, and they still have not managed to get it 100%. I don't think they ever will.
Hmm.
But it's good. It looks good. I would say, like, relatively speaking, it's no worse than, say, the most recent like Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker.
Right.
It's pretty good. But going back to Leia here, Leia number 30, all the way back to 2016. What are
Two,
we going to rate her?
I give her 2.5 derpy face paint jobs.
I love it.
Oh, Josh gives her
3
three
mumbo
mumbo jumbos.
jumbos.
Yeah, you got it.
I like that. Mumbo jumbos. Andy, where are you at?
You know what? I'm gonna give her a 3 as well. 3 derpy face paints.
She looks like she's holding that blaster fairly well.
She does hold it pretty well. I mean, like, she could be leaning against the hallway up against the tension in the detention level right there.
Hmm.
Somebody's got to save our skins.
For in 2016, I'd have given her like a 3.5 because it was like, oh my God, we need this figure.
That's what I'm saying. In light of all this, it's hard. It gets harder to rate a classic figure in light of all the new tech.
The accessories help that she gets both blasters, which we've see her use in the movie. So I like that. You can do, Death Star escape, or you can do Tantive 4, shooting stormtroopers.
I mean,
I
technically,
like that.
if you did want to wet her down,
Yep.
you could transfer into the garbage scene. Get some dust and dirt on there.
Oh, it's
Make it
so
screen
true.
accurate.
That is so true.
Mm.
But in 2025, when I look at her and I know what's coming down the line, God, I'm sorry, Gary. I love your character, but you are a 2 derpy face paints out of 5.
I look at her and she can't look at me.
All right. We're sticking with classic trilogy for now as we move on to our next one. And this one is another one of those figures where we got a running change because it is the number 31, the AT-AT driver, or perhaps, depending on where and when you bought it, you
Yeah,
got the AT-AT pilot.
that's news to me.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know there was a second release with
Yeah.
with
I
pilot.
wouldn't call it a second release. I would say this is a running change because they were sort of at the same time.
It looks like there's a weathering difference or a color convention difference.
So big asterisk. I'm not responsible for the photographs that I
Yeah,
curate.
no.
So a lot of that stuff I write off to the photograph. I don't think there was a noticeable difference between the figure though. To the best of my knowledge, it's the exact same figure.
He's pretty great.
Ooh, you've got one. Here we go. I will admit, he is pretty cool.
He's pretty cool. And I did a little research. I thought he was almost a straight repaint for the TIE Fighter pilot, but He's got some more
No,
stuff
no,
going
no.
on.
Yeah, he's got his winter suit on, winter boots. I like him a
He's
lot.
wearing lugs.
That's cool. I
Snow.
will say this, when and I still have this one. When I got rid of my centerpieces, but you know that Luke Skywalker centerpiece
On
with the
the
AT-AT
AT-AT
foot?
Yeah.
It's got space for extra figures, so I plunked on a Snowtrooper and the driver, so that's what Luke was coming over the
Swinging at.
top, swinging at. Yeah, and it looked pretty darn cool.
Nice.
But the AT-AT driver more than anything else, floppy ankles, at least on my copy anyway. And he would tumble every now and then.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good for me. Not bad, not bad.
The AT-AT driver, sorry, the left-handed Jedi. Hello,
Welcome.
sir. Welcome to the show. Says the AT-AT driver is super underrated. One of my personal favorites.
He's
pretty
he's a
cool
nice
to look at.
looking figure.
Yeah.
He's I mean, so, and then I'm a big articulation guy, so he's a bit hindered by those thigh straps, the same as the early X-wing pilots.
Yeah.
He's got the nice thigh cut because I love
I will
that.
say this. Can I see? Oh, I can't see my Luke from here. The straps look like they are higher up on the leg than they are on Luke. Like Luke's are almost dangling below the knee.
So I could get him if there was an AT-AT chair, I can get him.
You could get him
I
seated.
can get him
properly.
seated.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to, and this is indicative of all the line. You're not. I'd like to be able to Spider-Man some of these guys, and not not in a crazy way, but certainly I can touch my knee to my chest if I had to. Maybe maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should stretch first.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that kind of stuff. So you can get some nice combat photography with these guys hunkered down in positions and stuff. He's actually not as hindered as I thought by that.
I feel he's definitely an improvement over Luke's, like just by how much higher they are up. Like I hate to say it, it's like when your underpants are kind of hanging low, you just give them a little haul up, and suddenly, I can move a whole lot better.
I don't know if you can see that, but rather than the floating plate, this one is soft goods. Well, not soft goods, but it's very
Flexy. It's a softer, more
it's like
supple
yeah.
Somewhat pliable.
Yeah, it's very,
but still on top of the shoulder, and
that's right.
not.
It's still fixed at the front, but it's got a lot of movement towards the back. The only thing, and maybe this is just my copy, his one hose is like doesn't sit naturally on his chest.
Oh, on the chest box.
Kind of like.
But again, that's the kind of stuff though, like for me, I could hit that with a hairdryer and fix it in like no time. Mind
So
you,
it
the
looks
whole
like when
chest
they
box,
glued it on, I don't
looks
know
like
if
the
you
whole
can see
chest
that.
box is off.
Yeah, so it looks like when they glued it on,
Yeah.
they didn't glue the peg right square in the hole. You see
I'd
that?
almost be inclined to pop that off and redo it myself.
I might get some acetone now that I've seen it.
Now you can't unsee it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Funny, I don't think mine did that. Going back to Centurion's Corner for a second. Amazing figure. The details on the helmet and the paint apps are amazing. I agree.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about troops is we don't have to worry about the human figure underneath and what they look like, especially in this era when they look kind of. Of course, he's got the visible pins, but like I said before, this stuff doesn't bother me.
No,
pins don't bother me. They never have.
No,
probably never will.
No.
When you are a figure that looks this good, it's pretty easy to be generous with it. Of course, it is the reuse of the TIE fighter, the TIE pilot helmet, which is of course the mashup of the Stormtrooper helmet and the Rebel pilot helmet. But it's amazing, like, and we talked about this before, and this isn't action figure driven. This was movie driven. Repaints are the hallmark of action figures.
Right, yeah.
And Star Wars was doing it ahead before they had figures.
It's very meta.
It's very cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Hank, what do you think of the AT-AT driver / AT-AT pilot number 31?
He's a solid 4 out of 5 derpy face paint jobs.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, he's
I
solid.
do like that.
He's solid. They did a good job. There's a lot of paint detail going on in that respirator or whatever
on the
that
chest
is.
box. Yeah.
And,
also on the back as well, which is unusual for a piece of the figure that most people are not going to see.
So you get that stuff with the helmets quite a bit, and that's when you do a large laser print like that. If you're off,
Yeah.
the whole thing is off. Whereas if you're off by hand, it's like
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
line is off, or maybe it's not square or
Excuse
90. But so I've seen action figures, more marble than anything, that where their eyes are like printed, like one on the cheek and one on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bridge of
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
nose. So
Really
uh,
offsetting.
that painting like that by hand, and I think we're still in that era. Except those are decals; those are like on the
Tampo.
helmet.
Yeah, they're tampos.
But that's an art form, and it's definitely going away.
Not if you're a premium format collector.
Or a Hot Wheels
That's,
collector.
or Hot Toys. Hot Wheels. Who's hand painting Hot Wheels?
No, they're doing tampos.
Oh, they're doing tampos.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Sorry, yes,
Nice,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. Andy, where are you at with the AT-AT driver
I-
/ pilot?
am right there with Hank. 4 derpy faces for B.
4 derps.
Yeah.
4 derps.
He's pretty sweet.
I'll weigh on this. I'm going to weigh in on this in a second here. No, you know what? I'll just round that out. I'm also 4 derps.
Nice.
4 derps. 4 derps. Josh, however, 3 mumbo jumbos and a baby Yoda ear.
That's pretty close.
I
It's
do
not
like
bad
that.
at all.
I like that. It's like a 3.1 or a 3.5, or whatever it is, whatever an ear is worth. You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
Isn't it $1.50 for an ear?
It is
$1.50 for a beer.
Yeah, it's $1.50.
That's my hip reference.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, good figure. Do you remember? You probably don't remember off the top. Actually, what version did you get, Hank? Do you recall? Was it the driver or the pilot?
Definitely the driver, because I didn't know pilot was a thing.
I believe I was a driver as well.
Yeah, these are the types of things that I would be, on the floor day one if I knew.
If you
I was
knew,
even
you'd be
close to
looking for both of
knowing
them.
that this was coming out in a wave and it would be out. It was a little more structured back then. Remember, Wednesdays at Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
Right, it was just a tiny bit more structured. You didn't know how many boxes they were getting, but so I was a little more focused. Back
You'd be looking
then.
for that one guy, that one minimum wager on the floor, going, "Hey man, you got any open cases in the back
boxes?"
Oh man. Okay, sticking with the original trilogy as we move on from our AT-AT driver. This one we did cover already, so I'm not sure how long you want to spend with this one. But it is number 32. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Old Man Ben.
Now,
And
is this the same one that came with the deluxe?
absolutely, 100% the same
table?
figure. This one does not come with the hologram,
The holo
the
Leia.
table,
Right.
and the second lightsaber hilt.
Which is funny because, everybody voted for Ben and he won, but take away the Leia and different story. It's a different story. This is a real nice action figure. And although, we are actually covering this in order because the other one was released first. So there's not a lot I can
This
say.
time.
I pulled
This
my
time. Oh, let's have a look.
off the wall.
Well, I like that. And I do want to take a good look at him. Wow. Can you hold him a little more square onto the camera?
I'm
Hank?
trying there without the glare.
I get you.
Come on now. There we go.
I'm inclined to say that the face isn't any better on that than it is on the general, previous release.
I don't think that we had the print tech yet.
We definitely did not. Yeah.
No.
So it's still.
It's just I'm a simp for these stupid cards, man.
I don't think that looks any better than this one.
No, if anything, the glam shots, that
real good.
That headshot,
That looks really good. Yeah.
The eye paint on that is dope. He's still a solid 3.5 for me, but I don't have a lot more to say about him. I don't think maybe I got the thick saber.
You definitely did in that one for sure.
Yes, I definitely got the thick saber.
And I would have to find in my parts bin, because right now this version of Obi-Wan, I don't know if I said this I said this on the show. I know I told you guys. My Obi-Wan is jammed inside the land speeder with Luke, and that is a whole other thing, because remember when we did the San Diego version, I talked about if you take the robe off, and now you can see with the robe off, he's still got that molded inner robe,
Right.
which looks amazing when he's standing there. But the I don't know what you call them, the solicitation photos or the promo photos we saw of the land speeder, how it has Luke, Ben, 3PO, and R2 all packed into the land speeder. You cannot do that. I'm telling you that whatever they did is contrived because Ben and Luke don't fit in the land speeder side by side without like they're so bulky. Ben, you can't even get him in.
Yeah.
I exactoed off
Oh,
the inner robe. I still
Oh.
have it, but I basically slid it down one side so I could pull it off. And now, of course, he'll fit in the land speeder.
it's like a horror story to me.
Centurion's Corner. Ben is a good figure. The only Ben head that was improved was the Kenner figure version. Okay, good to know. Oh, the orange. Yes, the vintage Kenner homage figure.
Oh, I should have pulled that too. It's right there. He looks great with a pure white beard.
Yeah.
It does make the skin tone pop. He's a bit washed out in that version. It's got the beige, like everything's kind of that beige tones.
Yeah, he just came out of a sandstorm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this figure. I love the character. I love the actor. But like I said, when we talked about this figure the last time, if we're gonna redo the original trilogy, I think that Sir Alec is long overdue for a redo, and I wouldn't be upset if they gave us a new one.
Oh yeah, especially with that Han Solo tech, whatever it is that AI.
Whatever it is that they're doing, yeah.
And this is a good place to test out that molded goods to soft goods. So if we transition that cloak to soft goods at the belt, then he becomes
The
a
lower.
whole other other character. Like in terms,
I would flip if they did the lower.
You know what I mean?
The lower part of the inner robes. And
they got to start thinking about like. I know it's hard sitting in a boardroom and you're holding the thing and going like this.
Yeah,
but what people are doing with them besides straight museum poses, I think a lot of us are playing with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing, especially for the guys like yourself, Hank, who are into action figure photography and building dioramas. You want your figures to look good in a variety of poses that are just more dynamic and action based. This Obi-Wan doesn't really lend itself to that.
No. But the deluxe version.
Yeah.
Was that saber detachable?
Yeah, so the blades can come off of the hilts, and the reason that they do it like this, I don't know why they did it. Well, they've always.
I think the deluxe version came with two sabers.
Yeah,
one
it came with
one hiltless or one bladeless and one.
No, it only came. Did it come with two
I can't
Obi-Wans?
recall.
It came with a Luke, like a Skywalker.
Oh, you're right.
The Skywalker one had no blade.
You're right.
This is the Obi-Wan one.
That's what I'm thinking. I would like a second saber and rather than the. I broke a peg. I broke a Kanan Jarrus peg.
Whoa, that's sad.
And so if you just gave me a second saber, it's a non-issue. Done.
Give me a lit one and an unlit one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a small thing.
And the Kanan one is a tough one because the one we got was the 3-piece.
It's a 3-piece, yeah. Now mine's a 4-piece, yeah.
Four. Oh, I'm sorry. Josh says, I just want my cats not to knock mine over.
Reasonable request.
That is a fair take on that. Certainly the holo table from the San Diego version makes this one a little bit less. I don't think it's any less desirable, but it's certainly
no.
I just don't think I could score it as high as I did.
That's just
with the table.
Yeah.
That was a 5. You recall that was a 5.
It was. It's solid 5. No extra saber, no table. It's still Obi-Wan. It's my favorite character in the franchise of all time.
And it's not a bad looking figure.
No.
For a museum pose.
No. He's good. He's good.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Even the stoic battle with
Vader.
Well,
and this is the thing because, and I was just going to touch on that. This figure, obviously, anybody who has a sword needs to have butterfly shoulders.
Yes.
So any new Ben Kenobi needs to have that. What do you think, Hank?
4. 3. 3.5.
3.5 derps.
3.5 derps.
Nice. Andy?
That's a nice paint job on the face.
I'm going 3 3/4 derps.
Whoa. Well done. What's the extra quarter point? Quarter point from Hank.
I really like the face on him. Like, I know it's a little bit washed out, but I still like it.
For an action figure that doesn't have face print, that is definitely one of the best ones in the line.
Yeah,
Maybe even the best one.
I think that's what Centurion was getting at. Like they all aren't notably better than their Kenner versions from 77 or 80 or whatever,
Yeah,
83.
yeah.
He's light years better than that sculpt.
For
But
sure.
that Leia, I mean, I'd rather she looked like Betty Rubble, but she looked better than that thing.
Hey Leia, here's Sabine's helmet if you can borrow it for a while. Because I am such an Obi-Wan fan, I am inclined to skew him a little more positively than maybe he should be, but I'm trying to be fair and honest when I say that even with all of the faults, the traffic cone lower robes that make the land speeder thing virtually impossible, the head really offsets that. The outer robe is still pretty darn good, even if you
Yeah.
can't get it to lay properly.
Big and flowy, and
We gave San Diego a 5.
Yes.
In 2016, sorry, I had to look at my notes. In 2016, he'd have been a 4. He was a 4 then. In 2025, no butterflies. Terrible inner robes. I believe he's also a 3.5 derps. 3.5.
It's pretty thigh cut too.
I wanted to give him more, but I can't.
Well, Josh has got you covered there.
What do you mean?
Go up 4 comments there.
What do you say? Oh, Josh coming in at 4 mumbo jumbos and 2 baby Yoda ears.
That's almost a whole baby Yoda head.
It's diminutive, but still.
Oh boy. We're gonna step away from the classic trilogy for a second, but we're staying in the same era. Or maybe, I don't know, is it a separate era now?
Well, this one would be prior to Old Ben.
It is.
by,
I just
like,
think I'm
5,
like
10 years.
I'm still not 100% clear on the new official canon eras, what they're called and what they encompass. But I still think
Are we
of
talking the Queen of Derp herself?
yeah.
Yeah, so
And
that's Rise of the
Rise
Empire.
of
Rise of the
Empire.
So is that consistent with where Ben is? I think so.
Well, so yes,
This
up until the
particular
Battle of
presentation-
Yavin, and then it becomes Age of Rebellion.
Age of Rebellion. Okay.
At the Battle of Yavin.
This one, a absolute fan favorite character. And is this our first character to start in animation and make the leap to live action? I believe it is. In terms of action figures that we've covered.
Oh, yes.
I don't think we've seen anybody that's made the leap.
No, just from video game to figure so far.
Oh, that's true.
Because we have had our initial before it was gaming, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And I
But even then that was a background character in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this I would counter is very much a foreground character.
Okay. Hold on to your seats. Because this might be jarring, but we're going to take a look at Sabine. Oh my
God.
Sabine
Wren. Tiger Eyes Wren.
Sabine Wren. She looks like she's on the set of V. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While doing math.
Oh man.
And that's just an unfortunate throat.
I know. That's horrible. That's horrific.
She looks so friggin' good.
I have to.
Otherwise,
so wait a second. Are we gonna do comparisons here?
Yeah. So
okay. So
let's give everybody the juice right here
let's
with
do this here.
Okay, helmet off.
Okay. So I have one.
Yes, sir.
And Hank, you have one.
You got spray gun and
I do. I
Westar
35 in one hand, paint gun in the other.
I have her paint gun in the holster there.
Okay, so I am going to you take the helmet off yours first.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna throw up in it. Oh, it's stuck. It's been on so long.
Oh yeah, it's like mine. I should make sure that it's actually gonna come off. Oh damn.
Pull her nose off.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing. Okay, I've loosened mine off. It will come off.
Okay. Ready?
Yours off? Yeah.
Oh.
Yours looks an awful lot like the picture.
Man. It's me, Marty
dear.
Feldman. I got one eye open like I'm Sandy Duncan. Look at Sandy Duncan. Oh my goodness. I've dated myself now. All right, let me see it.
Okay,
Let me see
okay, let's
yours.
see. Let's see. Okay, okay.
Put that helmet back on, girl.
So
Jesus.
helmet on, but
It's a good looking figure. I have some gripes about her
exactly.
skinniness, but
all that's about to change. Okay, come on now. Oh. I think I might have got the better deal on this.
oh yeah.
Okay,
I
you
was
ready?
gonna repaint her. Okay.
You ready?
Oh shit. Are you
Quality control.
She is the first release.
really?
Yeah.
She does not look bad.
I'm gonna pop my lights up a little bit more so you can see her a
Wow.
little bit better. Let's get her lit better.
Soft filter on her. That doesn't like it has a Barbie quality to it.
Kind of, yeah. Almost like those Forces of Destiny figures.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Holy cow.
But even still,
Like
like
I got robbed.
turn that down and where are we at here? Oh yeah, there we go.
I mean, I was so tempted to get her re-release.
I was tempted to get the re-releases for all of them, but I couldn't justify it at the time.
This is one figure with that where I and Hasbro, if you're listening, don't do this because we will buy them all. But if you just repainted this figure,
Yep,
4 times for every time she changed her paint schemes in the
oh my gosh, yeah, in the
right?
show, yeah.
Just release a 4-pack of them.
Oh yeah,
Holy cow.
Over broke.
all Sabines.
Or give me
Sabine's
2
1 through 4.
helmets and a swappable chest plate at least, something like that.
So if they were to do a redo of the cartoon version, jetpack.
Season 4.
Jetpack.
Yeah, season 4. This is season 1 though, so no jetpack.
Yeah. And I like her. I like her a lot. I mean, with the helmet on, helmet on. This is for the time. This is a 5. Like with the helmet on.
Oh no, so
Well, maybe she's a 4.
She's pretty nice with the helmet on. I like
The
that her
thigh
holsters
is
aren't
really
coupled
high.
to her, so I can get the full thigh stuff.
Yeah,
Mine has really. They're not weak ankles, but they're so thin that she just rolls over. She doesn't stand well at all.
That's the Ahsoka that I have. She doesn't stand very well either. We got a helmet, 2 blasters, paint gun.
They're nice. They're nice blasters too.
She's kitted out quite well. Yeah, the blaster looks an awful lot like the animation model. This does not. I should have pulled one of Bo-Katan's, whose blasters are based on the live action version of the West R35. By the way, if you haven't seen our video on the West R35, look that one up.
We can compare Sabine Wren's if you like.
Shameless plug. Oh yeah, let's put her up.
She's got Wren done correctly.
She has the live action version of the West Stars, which do look. Yeah, they look a lot better. I love the look of this figure. I love the look of the character. One little detail that I like, the boots. It's like the overspray from like flecking off of whatever she's graffitiing.
She's probably
I really like that.
She's probably the best paint app going, maybe even till today. Other
body wise.
Well, just there's so much because she's a graffiti artist.
Yeah,
and so her armor in the show captures that, and they did a really good. Like, there's so many little things going on.
I mean, her
shoulder pauldrons are different.
The helmet alone's got what 1, 2, 3, 4 colors on it.
Yep.
The chest has got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. So I mean, like 4 colors on an action figure. That's a premium paint application.
Yeah. Boots are different colors. The one arm has 4 colors. The other arm has 3 of the same colors, and the 4th color is a different color. So yeah. She's except for that horrible face, and I think you won a little lottery there because every single photo I've ever seen of that
looks like that.
It looks like somebody repainted her left eye on you there.
Right eye. Another bonus, the rangefinder on this one
Ooh,
tilts.
functioning range.
It does tilt forward, so you get that
Yes.
extra little thing going for you.
Yes.
It's tough. Like you almost want to like the box art looks really good too. You
Mhm.
almost want to rate her helmet on and helmet off. You know? Let's start with Josh. 5 hairballs.
5, really? I
5
mean, she's
purple and orange hairballs.
she's a 4 with the helmet on, and she's a 1.5 with the helmet off. At least my version.
I agree. I guess I could be a little bit more forgiving of mine. I
I'm
always
behind.
was fairly critical of
Yeah.
mine because I just thought it looked bad.
How about you mail? I'll mail you my head. You mail me yours, and see how it feels after a month. I won't even take pictures of this character from the front.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Andy, what do you think of Sabine Wren? This is the Rebels version, number 33.
With the helmet on, definitely 4.
All right. All right.
But without the helmet, depending on which version you get,
Yeah.
'cause clearly there's different ones out there. I'll say a 2.
2. Left-handed Jedi looks like she should be in the Thriller music video.
Yes.
I wish I had a split screen of
Michael Jackson?
no, well, that too. But that's exactly what I was going with when I said it looks like she's right off the set of V.
Yeah, she's got the,
Remember
like
V,
the
the
lizard
miniseries?
eyes, the cat eyes,
Yes!
those weird contact lenses.
The reptilian.
It's Sith Sabine.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Visors down, kiddies. Visors down.
Oh man, our next one. Hey, guess what?
Helmet on.
We're
this is the
going.
way.
Well, it is a helmeted character.
Ooh.
It's a video game character.
Ooh.
So if that doesn't tell you who it is, then I don't know what else will, except advancing the slide. So let's do that.
Or rewinding it back to the first slide.
That's true. Number 34, Darth Revan. At a time when our gaming figures came out in the main line and not as a subline of gaming greats. This is Darth Revan. By the way, I don't know if it's the photo, if it's the photos that show that, but like I have this figure and he definitely does not have he's got thin bladed sabers, but they are properly rounded.
With the tip.
Yeah.
Solo yourself for a sec there, bro.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because there's some color weirdness with you. Yeah, so he's purple and red, yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, purple and red, and then Jedi Knight Revan, I think, only comes with one saber, and it's purple. It's
saber.
This one.
Yes, that's correct.
And it is definitely the thick saber because these on my shelf, these figures are like three figures apart.
Yeah, it sure is.
So like you lose a lot because of the molded. Like there's like almost there's very little head articulation. There is some, but it is impossible to get anything useful out of it.
Yeah.
But like check this out. The soft goods, like
that's pretty cool.
Like the flared bottom and the holes. Like I've seen Batman figures that don't have soft goods this nice. And I quite like that. Also, his lower, as I'm moving off the camera, his lowers have the same thing. And they also have that sort of like frayed holes in them quality. So I do like that. Let us go.
No back. Head articulation is a serious.
It is man, it's a tough one.
He's just going to stand there looking imposing. And mind you, he looks great just standing there.
I mean,
imposing.
I don't want to get all emotional, but has everybody played Knights of the Old Republic?
No. Spoiler alert.
I said this when I voted this week, and I said it. Darth Revan, the reveal of Darth Revan is the most mind-blowing like moment in any video game I have ever played. I'm not kidding. You know, you play video games and you're like, oh man, I should take a break, but you don't want to, like you just want to keep playing.
I need to know how this ends.
When it happened, spoiler alert, you are Darth Revan. Like Knights of the Old Republic, very immersive role-playing game that you could play sort of third person. At the moment when he's going through the memories and Revan is standing there on the mountaintop and he reaches up and he pulls off the mask. And this is the thing that blows me away. Knights of the Old Republic, you got to make a custom character. So your character looked like whatever you wanted it to look like. And they pull it out and it's your face underneath. And you're like, I literally put the game on pause, put the control down, got up, walked around my house. Oh my God, what just happened? And I had to take like a 15-minute, like, let that sink in moment. Because I think by the time you get the reveal, like, I was dozens of hours in when that happened.
Yes.
So, just like with Obi-Wan, the emotional connection I have to this character won my vote.
There you go.
And it's good and bad because
It
the
absolutely.
character of Revan, all those things check, every single box gets checked.
Yeah.
Exactly what you
Yeah.
said. I couldn't have said it better. But action figures,
Leave
this isn't
something to
even
be
the third
desired,
best
man.
action figure on the
No,
list tonight.
no, it's not. I can't agree with that. Malik, his apprentice, is a better action figure.
Oh yeah, I haven't held him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. His jaw piece actually comes off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I like Revan. I like the look of him. He's got that mix of molded plastic and soft goods. And what's underneath? Well, let's see. I don't know if you can see that. If we
I used to do that with the Royal
what's
Guards.
underneath? What
back in
is
83.
underneath?
Those some nice boots.
So you got boots that go all the way up to the knee,
It's almost
knee
like
guard.
Django armor.
Kind of, but I think this is original. I don't think anybody else
Cortosis?
used this. Could be Cortosis, yeah. Could be. He runs this like weird sort of in between of soft goods and molded plastic.
And that's what I do really like that. I do,
Yeah.
like that's there should be more of that, 100%. And the
Left-handed Jedi
layering of it too.
says one of my favorites, but I wish the articulation was way better. Mine loves to fall
Agreed.
over.
Agreed.
Well, as you say that, and I'm just gingerly touching him, I've got one ankle that is significantly looser than the other. So there's a reason why I'm museum posed most of my figures, because every time you have one fall down, it's a catastrophic domino event. So no. You're right though, Hank, and I can't deny that this figure does have issues, because it does.
Yeah, but I mean, just standing there, that it's sexy. Like the design is arguably, I mean, I think that's a better design than Kylo Ren. I'll say it.
This
say
is
it
what
right now.
Kylo Ren should have been.
Yeah. What do you think for how do you want to rate him?
Man, that articulation thing bugs me, but I'm feeling really good tonight. So like 3.5. Those paint apps are pretty sharp, especially that mask. 3.5 derpy paints. Cool. Yeah.
If I know you said you didn't have Darth Revan, but you said you do have Jedi Knight Revan.
I do have Jedi Knight.
What made you go for him and not Darth Revan?
I never saw Revan in the wild.
Okay, that's a fair.
And this was readily available at a GameStop because it was a gaming grade.
Yeah. I almost stopped and didn't get.
I'm a sucker for good guys too.
I just like one lightsaber. Darth Revan came with 2. What the hell?
Who did he kill to take that one from?
I don't know, man.
We'll never know.
All right.
That was before you were corrupting and healing crystals.
Andy, what do you think of Darth Revan?
I'm thinking 3.5 derpy face prints.
3.5 derps. 3.5 derps. And you know what? The face print don't matter because he's a different face for everybody who's got him.
Now that would have been
something.
A cool option for Hasbro.
I tell you, I almost did a thing. I was gonna say like, hey guys, send me headshots, and I was gonna like try to stitch them in with on the shoulders. Like, oh look, it's you, it's me, it's Hank, it's everybody.
Nice. That would be when they were doing those face print figures.
Oh my god, yeah, Revan would have been the perfect
Put your own face on it.
Yeah, but they'd probably have to pay a royalty or something to BioWare or whatever, or wherever the license is right now. I don't know. He's not a 5. Emotionally, he's a 5.
Yes,
but he's not a 5. He's definitely not a 5. But he was my pick this week, so I have to be generous.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 2016 4.
There you go.
And he's a 2025 3.75 derps.
Yeah, there's a lot more we could do with this guy.
There is. Absolutely there is.
Yeah.
Josh has got his rating in.
Josh coming in hot. 15 mumbo jumbos and 30 baby Yoda ears. I think
That's-
we've got us a
That's 15 baby Yodas without ears now.
That's a lot of DNA for.
that's a frog fry.
There you go.
We're all having ears for dinner. All right.
Well, that's what they feed to the hounds.
All right.
I'll hide Yoda ears.
Did I miss something tonight?
I don't know. We got one more here from Wave 9.
Just a second here. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I had to double check. I had to look ahead to make sure that I didn't forget anything, and I didn't.
Fair enough.
Okay, we're going back to the films. We are going back to the classic trilogy, OG trilogy. We're going to The Empire Strikes Back. We're going to Hoth. And we already had one tonight, so let's get the other one. It is the Imperial Snowtrooper.
Yes, sir.
And we've talked about this figure before. We haven't taken a solid look at it, but we've talked about it.
I kind of feel bad for him.
What? In what sense?
Well, they're on a snow planet, and it looks like he's been wading through something he shouldn't be that wasn't snow.
Dirty snow. I was going to say, I actually like
where the Huskies go.
I like that. If you look at the any of the behind the scenes stuff, or even watch the film again, they're all dirtied up like that. Yours looks to be like consistently though.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a variance between them, like
yeah, because the one in the photo has a literal definition
line.
right?
Oh yeah, you can see it there. You can sort of see it. I didn't pull mine. I should have maybe.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, mine's not as pronounced, and you can definitely see it live better than you can on camera. But it's not as pronounced as.
Where's my Empire shelf? Oh, there
He's
it
up
is.
there.
Sure, I'm gonna go grab him. Hold on a second. Hold the fort while I
do
this live.
Will do. But yeah, paint apps are good.
Yeah, I this is a great look. I the Ku Klux Klan thing notwithstanding.
Well, at least it's not pointed, right?
Yeah, at least it's not pointed.
But
it's in light of the leaked Mandalorian Grogu trailer, you get to see that face piece come off, and that they still have that hybrid sort of stormtrooper helmet underneath. That's pretty cool.
With the ventilator and whatnot.
Yeah, so I definitely think there's a future where we're getting that as a removable item on this figure as a re-release.
Yeah, because that's the Imperial Army helmet with the goggles essentially underneath,
right?
And a mud flap,
a
face flap.
Might be like a heat blanket or something.
I guess so. Yeah.
Even on this one though, like.
Well, I was just gonna say that
Ku Klux Empire.
It's not as pronounced.
No, it's not. So this is an interesting thing. We'll solo that for a second, because the reality is, even on mine.
It's
the
there,
dirt,
but it's not
the hard line like there is on the solicitation photo.
Yeah.
So that suggests to me that this imagery is pre-production.
It could very well be.
Isn't that something? Not that toy companies have never done that.
Never.
What do we got? We've got a backpack. We've got two blasters, the standard E11, but still, by the way, rocking the silver paint on the bolt, which will disappear at some point. And then we got the other rifle that I can't remember the name of it, but it's the other one. It's the IG-88 rifle.
Yes.
Or IG-88 has the Snowtrooper rifle, whichever way you want to call it.
They shop at the same outfit, or
yeah.
Star Wars outfitters.
Blast Tech or us.
Blast Pro Shop.
The Blast Pro Shop. Nice.
Very nice.
That's a t-shirt logo.
There we go.
Check our merch shop in the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, something like
Knowing
that.
Andy, the next 7 to 10 minutes.
It'll be up tomorrow. Blast Pro Shops.
That's pretty good, man.
The thing for this, and I was kind of like, haha, when I saw the movie, and then later on in my life as an adult, after I joined the army, and I realized that we had the same winter boots, and I'm like, oh, it's real boots, real world boots.
Well, if it works.
This isn't the one with the knee pads on upside down, is it? That's the Biker Scout, yeah?
No, they're on the same way. They're different knee pads, but same basic design and same orientation. The cups are up, not down. And that's okay. What else we got here? We've got essentially because this armor, which isn't a whole lot of armor, has been used a bunch of different ways. Because that chest piece, you paint that gray.
Mm-hmm.
General Veers has that same
Yes.
chest piece, right?
Yes. And so do there's a Din Djarin that
That's right.
drives the
same
tank
one
or
that the
whatever.
makes
Yeah. Exactly.
And then there's also a Cassian Andor where he's wearing
That's right.
that over top of an army officer's uniform.
I think.
And there's an Andor Imperial Ferrex commander or whatever who has that as well.
Oh, that's right. In black.
Yeah, in black. Yeah.
Josh making up for his high scores, which is one mumbo jumbo.
Really? I'm a big fan of this character. I don't know.
I like that there is a variety of troops. Like this was the new stormtrooper for The Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew it was a stormtrooper because it was white.
Yep.
It was with the bad guys.
It was trying to kill Luke.
So true. Left-handed Jedi says a needed figure for any Empire display.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't not have one or multiples of these. But now that I've seen now that I'm comparing the solicitation photo down with the version that I have, I'm sorely disappointed that the dirty lines are not as pronounced on the production figure. That's so bizarre to me. I'm almost tempted to go in there and do it myself.
Darken it up.
In the production photo there, literally, it looks like it would if it was absorbing liquid up, right?
Yeah, it's wicking the moisture up into the fabric. Excuse me. And that the backpack looks really, really white.
Yeah. He's there's almost like a little peg thing on the top of his head, like it's like you want to sand it off, but I know it's on purpose.
It's there, yeah.
He's a 3 for 2016 for me.
Sure.
But I really would like, I mean, I think at 2025, and it looks inevitable that we'll get a re-release if leaked trailers have anything to say.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that lower portion, his skirt, if you will,
done in soft goods.
In soft goods, and I would love the mask portion to either be removable or rubberized, so it's a little bit more flexible.
Yeah,
because they always had
pretty
this
hard, isn't it?
It is. It's just
very
hard.
limited
very
head
hard.
articulation.
It's very limited head articulation.
I mean, on a sheer technicality, it's soft, but
not soft enough to.
No, you can't.
You
can't look over your shoulder in it.
Now that I'm thinking about this, I got to take a look at this. I think, so the neck peg is the same color as the body, which is that tan color.
Beige-ish.
Oh yeah. Did you pop his head off?
I'm trying to see if oh no, it's just a solid head. I can see the peg hole, but I'm like, is that a head in there? No, it's not. It's just the helmeted head.
Well, I can get over the shoulder. It doesn't look natural because of the
shoulder pads,
the way the garment cuts, but yeah. No, I mean, I'm a little harder on my figures when I know that they can do better today.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, a must-have, an army builder. Yeah, he's a solid 3.5.
He's 3.5. All right, Andy, what do you think?
I'm going in at 3 derpy face paints.
I love him for what he is, and as a museum pose guy, he's a 2016, 3.5. But in 2025, because we don't have a replacement, I still would say he's a 3. I would say he's a 3. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I like this. I would like to see more of the hybrid, like mixed goods, like mixed medium, some plastic, some fabric. And I know it's going to increase the cost, but
our next figure has a nice mix match of that stuff.
I would be totally willing to pay it for certain figures. A must-have like the Snowtrooper, I probably would buy one if it was a true upgrade. I've been doing it with my Transformer collection for what?
Ever?
Almost 20 years. Yeah. All right. That is the last figure for Wave 9. Now, this is interesting. Wave 10, we're now time traveling into 2017. In 2017, there was no price increase, so a basic figure was still $19.99 US. And I just have to point out that this was a wave of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures. So the case breakdown would have been 1 each because there were 6 per case. And of those 6, 4 of them we've already covered, so we're not going to do those again.
Re-release.
Yeah.
A couple of them twice.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to, number 22, Sergeant Jyn Erso, that we've already looked at twice, we are not going to do again. Number 23, Captain Cassian Andor, that we've already looked at twice. Sorry, 3 times if you include the Edu. 26, the Death Trooper, we've covered already. And 27, Director Krennic, who we may have to cover again in a future episode because if Celebration is any indication, he's getting a new mold with a ceremonial uniform. I'll be looking forward to that one.
And the shoe polish hair.
Yeah. That brings us to our most Jedi, non-Jedi ever. Of course, I'm talking about Donnie Yen's character, Chirrut Imwe. And God, he's an interesting mix of stuff.
Your face is awful compared to mine.
Well, that's just the pictures that I could find. You gotta, there we go. Oh, that's face print for sure. Yeah, you've got the new one.
No
way.
Maybe.
I feel like that's face
remember
print.
opening. I opened them a while ago. You might be right.
I believe that is, but it's the same body.
They're hard. I can't get them focused.
I would be inclined to take mine. I would love to find someone who does like custom paint and like send. Here's a few figures. Can you repaint these for me to make them look like normal? Because yeah, he definitely looks like an action figure
with good posability.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only problem
makes the difference, right?
It does from the front, but looking at him from behind, there's that folded piece through his belt strap.
I would prefer if that were soft, but
so would I.
It's fairly flexible.
Like you put him in anything lower, like a creeping low pose, like a real low martial arts pose, that's going to get in the way. But the pose that we have here in the photo, that's pretty good. It comes with his bow staff, and then also with his bow gun, which is kind of like a variation on a bowcaster, but
helps him stand up.
Yeah. So he can do his bathroom routine standing up. No.
That's so awful. Yeah, like if we're like, and this goes back to voting with your heart.
Yeah.
Because this is my favorite, probably.
Non-Jedi?
Well, he's probably my favorite. He's definitely my favorite fight choreographer in film, if not my favorite action star. I kind of oscillate between Jackie Chan and him, especially when him and Jackie Chan are in the same movie fighting.
Yeah.
So like voting with my heart, I'm like, oh my God, it's Donnie Yen. My wife is like, I will leave you for Donnie Yen if we ever meet him in real life, and that's fair. It's totally fair.
I'd leave me for him too.
Yeah. And I just watched John Wick 4. I hadn't seen it in theaters. I just watched it.
It's so good.
And he's Chirrut Imwe in that movie with guns. He even does the weird like staff. With the staff.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about. There's some minor things like I'm not sure if he has butterflies, but it lends itself. I don't know how he holds his blaster. He holds the staff real nice. He stands real nice for me. Lots of different paint apps, but I like the mix of soft and hard goods.
I just want to point out that blaster takes down a TIE fighter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so for that reason, I was always like, I don't know. I find that
it's some kind of bowcaster. It's got to be some kind of bowcaster.
Yeah. But they've made a point to like disassemble it into its component parts to show us that it was modular. And I don't remember him doing that in the movie, but I guess he had to carry it on him. So he would have had to assemble it. My question is there a version of the script where, the forward component fires on its own and the back component fires on its own, like they're twin blaster pistols? That would be cool.
I even have the my only non-Hasbro Star Wars figure at this scale
Yeah.
is the die-cast one from the Disney store.
Oh, the Elite series.
Yeah, I have a Chirrut Imwe. He's over there.
I bought. So it's funny. The only
you could
Elite.
stop a bank robbery with him.
Oh yeah, don't drop that on your
He's
foot.
fucking meaty, man.
I bought for Rogue One specifically, the Elite series. I bought the Cassian in the brown jacket,
Nice.
and I bought not Baze. I bought Bodhi Rook because there was no Bodhi Rook
right
for several more years. So they were my de facto stand-ins until they came out again. Left-Handed Jedi says, I've been tempted, but I've passed on this figure many times over the years. His bow staff can take out Imperial armor as well. Yeah, that's so true.
Shatter.
I love this character, so it's hard not to be generous with him.
It's a 5 good for me.
And then recently, actually, did you catch his appearance at Celebration?
I did not.
So he's talking about the character being blind. That's driven by him, by the actor.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he drove that, not Gareth Edwards. Yeah. So I like that. I do like the color scheme, the mix of blacks and reds. But again, it's two colors on an action figure that just universally look pretty good. Man. In 2017, because we're in 2017 now, I would have given this version of Chirrut Imwe a 4.
Yeah. Yours is a 4. With my face paint, it's a 5.
Yeah. But the re-release is just face print. Like there's no articulation upgrade, and there's no they could have, like you say, maybe done soft goods for that back piece.
I think the re-release was very, very rapid.
I seem to remember there being a gap in time, but I don't remember how big of a gap it was. It was just like,
I have that box.
I can't even remember now. Like I feel like the re-release was in the angular box, like the phase 4 box.
It was in the orange Andor boxes. Yeah,
in the phase 4 box. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So in 2017, this version of Chirrut with his regular action figure paint scheme and his reasonable articulation, for me, I still love this character. He's a 3. Yeah, he's a 3. I can't give him any more than that.
I can.
Do tell.
3 3/4. 3 3/4 derpy face paints.
3 3/4 derps. Josh, being a little more generous with Chirrut, says it's 2 mumbo jumbos and 3 Easter eggs. Happy Easter, by the way.
Nice.
I do like the Easter eggs. Okay, and you can't.
Lots of those.
What's that?
We're gonna be looking for lots of those tomorrow night.
Yeah. That's why I said put it in our social media post.
Did you see it?
Did you see this thing? I want to know. I like the fact that talking about the lore, and I don't talk about the lore a whole lot when we do these shows, at least not the action figure shows, but the idea that we revisit the idea of the Whills, which we still aren't 100% sure on what they are, that it's, some part of the religious order that worships the Force, and that he was a temple guardian and he had a best friend who was also a temple guardian, but they could not be more dissimilar than Chirrut Imwe. Baze Malbus.
Baze Malbus.
Baze Malbus, who is like the anti-martial artist. He's got this Mondo like garbage can gun. Yeah.
He was once the most devoted of us all.
Isn't that something? That's a story that I want to see. I want to see that story.
Yeah.
He's basically your Jesse Ventura of Predator.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the chat. You guys know how I feel.
Oh,
look at that. Look at that base print.
That, yeah.
This is a 10 out of 5.
It's a 10 out of 5. Yeah, he looks really good.
Like really good.
He looks so good.
And I mean, the paint apps on this figure, just the tiny details, the meat, like what, I don't even know what's going on with that weapon, but it's
they took a shop vac.
It's an ammo thing.
Yeah. It's a shop vac full of
and
then it's also, I mean, you need to do a Weapons of Star Wars on this gun. Look at that thing.
I wouldn't even know where to start with
It's a
that.
GI Joe looking.
It really is though.
Oh
Roadblock
man,
could use that.
and I mean, pretty articulate. He has the same, and I'm wondering if this thing might be part
Better
of
suited.
their. Well, no, just
Part of
part of their.
the order.
It's common,
Yeah.
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So I do. I mean, you're right. They're like Batman and Robin in terms of Star Wars. You know, Han and
Yeah.
Chewie.
Yeah.
They're always posed beside one another. I voted 3 times for this guy this week. The weathering, the paint apps, the articulation is spot on. You could probably hold the gun a little better. He's just got so much going on with that backpack and yeah, he's my vote this week. I know we didn't take it home, Baze, but
I gotta be honest with you. My knee jerk when I looked at the splash of all of the figures, my first impression was Baze Malbus. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, "But I really like the Snowtrooper. Oh, but I really like Revan. Oh, but I really like Obi-Wan." And it was tough for me. It was tough because there was a lot of good choices this week, and but
oh
I'm not
really?
gonna
Yeah,
lie, he was my initial like, "Oh, it's Baze Malbus." Like when
yes,
you just look and go, "Yeah, that one."
yeah. And if we're just going on like if we reviewed Darkwing Ducks and He-Mans and
Yeah,
whatever, like
yeah.
this is the best action figure this week.
I would agree with you on that. It's got the coolest accessories. The vacuum cleaner garbage can gun. I love it.
It's the Star Wars version of the minigun, right?
Essentially, yeah. And I mean, when he lights it up and it's
And then with the face print, wow.
yeah, it's tops. Chef's kiss. Without face print though,
Yes.
without face print, he's still got pinned pin joints, at least in the knees anyway. He's got a thigh cut. It's pretty high, but he's got a thigh cut. I feel like he is as reasonably articulate as he should be for the era.
Mm-hmm.
Josh coming in, just 4 Easter eggs and 1 toenail clipping.
Nice.
Does that land it on the positive or negative side of the scale?
Yeah, is that like 3 7/8 or 4.1?
As it stands for me, this version of Baze Malbus, which is the one that I have without the face print, which if I had the face print one, it'd be a 5. But I can't score him more than Revan because Revan was my pick this week.
There you go.
But I want to. He's a 3.62.
Ooh. Very nice.
There we go.
Excuse me. Oh, the toenail clipping is a negative.
It's a negative.
Detractor.
Sorry, Andy, what do you think?
I dig him. He looks like he's a lot of fun to play with. Definitely need him when you're taking on the Empire, right? So 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
I wish I had a shot of these two together, of Chirrut and Baze together, because they are so, like, if you think of them as like the Vatican Guard, right?
This would be a good 2-pack.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you see the pictures of the Vatican Guard and all the Swiss soldiers, and they're all in their ceremonial garb, and they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think of them as sort of the same thing, right? The temple guardians of the wills, but yet you've got a gunfighter and a martial artist.
Mm.
How much variance was there in the temple guardian organization?
Was it like G.I. Joe? You got a specialist for everything?
I don't know.
I don't know why, but I always had the impression, or maybe it was just headcanon, that Chirrut was still wearing the uniform, and that this guy was like adopting. He's adapting to modern times. This is how we deal with the Empire now. He's jaded. He's,
I do believe we're going to get probably some answers on that, because the Empire is going to show up at Jeddah, and we may even see that in Andor season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have some more clarity on how much time has passed, but when they start raiding the temple for the Kyber.
Right.
That might be an interesting detail.
Last day of summer vacation. All the thinking has to start again.
Oh man. Okay, it is that time once again where we revisit the criteria for us. The little this started as a bit of a joke when we had our friend Gaz on the show when we were talking about Jack Porkins.
Porkins lived.
Porkins didn't die; he lived. So that sort of was the inspiration for awarding the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery, and we do give that out every week to the best figure of each episode. The best figure as chosen by all of you out there who take the time each week to vote on our social media. And the inscription on the medal reads Non Mentum Lorem, or No Chin Strap, because like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew chin straps are for sissies. It's one vote per person per social media platform, so you could get several votes in the course of a week. Hank, you got 3 in. I got 3 in. This week, like I said at the beginning of the show, in a landslide, we've got more votes this week than we ever had.
Crazy.
Our winner, yeah. Our winner this week, Darth Revan.
Wow.
Congratulations, Darth Revan.
You're with the medal on. It works.
What's that?
The medal works on him.
It does work
it's
on
not
him,
gaudy. You did a good
yeah.
job there. I almost didn't see it.
Your victory this week pales in comparison to your reveal in Knights of the Old Republic, but it is well deserved nonetheless. Revan. So,
11 votes.
Yeah, 11. Actually, I have the
final
breakdown.
tally?
Yeah, this is. I don't want to make anyone feel bad. Maybe I shouldn't read this out. I know, Gaz, we haven't heard from you this week, so maybe you're not watching. Maybe you'll see this in the replay. Snowtrooper, 1 vote. Princess Leia, Sean, if you're still here, 1 vote. AT Driver, Andy, 3 votes. Baze Malbus, Hank, 3 votes.
Yeah, yep.
Darth Revan, 11 votes.
That's crazy.
I really
Sabine Wren, no votes.
No, exactly. Ben, no votes.
Really?
Yeah, no votes.
Chirrut Imwe,
no votes.
Wow.
Yeah. If they got a vote, I put a tally down on my tally sheet.
Yep.
Like literally, here's my here is my tally sheet.
We should put that on our Patreon.
A photo of the actual
photo of that. We'll all sign it. It's like Beatles lyrics.
Do I have the? Let me double check here. Do I have? Oh, I do. Do you want to see this? It's a bit of a. You're gonna have to wait because we're like 5 weeks away before we get back to this. But let's take a look at what's coming up on our next episode of Back in Black series.
Are we gonna have 5 weeks to vote?
Just imagine.
I wasn't gonna post it up until the week before.
Yeah,
I figure one week is enough. 5 weeks, it'll get lost in the shuffle.
That's right.
So this is actually phase 3 2017 vehicles, creatures, and convention exclusives.
Neat.
We've got the X-34 Land Speeder. We get 2 versions of that. One is the San Diego Comic-Con version, and the other one is the retail release. We get Rey's speeder, her junk speeder from Jakku. We get Kylo Ren Throne Room, which was a Walmart exclusive. And then number 45, Kylo Ren, which was the regular retail version of that figure. So might as well cover them both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to take a look at Captain Rex. We're going to see the HasCon 2017 Rex, which was also available at Celebration Orlando, as well as his retail release number 59. Then we're going to take a look at Rey Jedi Training and Luke Skywalker Jedi Master. They first came out at San Diego Comic-Con 2017. 2017 San Diego got a lot that year. And then we'll take a look at these individual releases for those, as well as the convention exclusive Grand Admiral Thrawn and his regular release. And then another look, for the third time? Luke Skywalker, X-Wing pilot. Oh no, this is the second time.
40th. That's the card.
Because he was number 1. X-Wing pilot was Luke, was number 1 in the Orange Wave.
He was also the first figure ever. He was the San Diego Comic-Con, the first one released.
No, Boba Fett was.
Really?
Yeah. First figure ever was Boba Fett.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yep. Luke was the number 1 in the regular release. This is the convention exclusive for, it's the X-Wing pilot again.
Yeah.
But this is the figure that launched the 40th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going to be in roughly 5 weeks' time, if nothing happens in the world to delay that. But when we get back to Back in Black series, those are the figures that we're going to take a look at. And I got to fix my spelling mistakes on this slide, by the way. SDC. What is that? San Diego Con.
Structural damage capacity.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I haven't heard that in a while.
It's not MDC.
I haven't heard that in a long time. That's what we'll be doing in roughly 5 weeks' time. But again, oh my God, have you guys kept up with? I know Hank, you said that you've been trying to stay away.
So I've been watching. I've seen the main trailers. I saw a TV spot. Was like a long shot of Cassian inside the TIE fighter playing
Yeah.
with controls and stuff. Saw that today on Instagram. I haven't been reading articles. I binge watched all of Celebration, so I know what they talked about.
Yeah.
I sort of tried to check out a bit, and I paid a lot of attention to the Ahsoka panel. Realistically,
I feel like
um,
it's okay if you're listening to the creatives when they're speaking that way. But you made a point today when we were talking about staying away from media that imposes a slant on it
good
to
or bad, I feel like they're
yeah, yeah,
embedding
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
ideas in our heads, and like we're all free thinking, smart individuals, all three of us, and I still feel like I get influenced by that
It's
stuff.
it's absolutely happened. Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
yeah, and I think it and the audience isn't maybe as aware of this as we are because like we'll come out with a hot take the day after and you'll have one opinion and I'll be like, "No, no, no, no." And then I'll be the counterpoint and then I
Right.
know you've come back you're like, "Well, maybe that is a little bit."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we balanced each other
But
out
that's what
like
I
that a few
mean.
times.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
So and
but
certainly
it's
the
like
media has had some influence on those point counterpoint
I really
discussions we
can't
have.
help feeling like I mean I had a lot of problems with the Acolyte, but locked in a room without anything, not knowing a thing about it, locked in a
Yeah.
room, allowed to watch
Yeah.
the entire thing, I probably wouldn't have found it as horrific as I found it
Have
in
you
all that other stuff going on around it.
Have you attempted to watch it again?
No,
Will you attempt to watch it again?
probably won't. I'm rewatching Ahsoka right now. There's so much to rewatch,
Yeah.
so much new media that's
Yeah.
it doesn't it's not so maybe part of the problem is, and I've done this with Marvel a few times, I've done it with Star Wars countless times. When I do a marathon and I'm like, I'm going to do this is all I'm going to do.
Yep.
Um, I don't want to start with that. Like I'm comfortable starting with Phantom Menace and knowing a few, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm
so I mean, if
comfortable with that.
you're talking in
And
the
I'm the guy that
chronology.
I will do all the Clone
Yeah.
Wars episodes in between Attack of the
Sure,
Clones.
sure, sure.
Then there's a supercut. I don't know if you guys have seen it or bothered on YouTube. There's a supercut where they cut
The final arc of Clone Wars into Revenge of the Sith,
into
right?
Revenge of the Sith.
I don't think that's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure like they would have
I saw it on
Lucasfilm
YouTube.
might have
It might have been pulled.
I feel like it's been scrubbed. I mean, if anything, how fast the scrubbers, social media, including YouTube, were like as soon as the stuff from Celebration went up over the weekend,
Yeah,
if you didn't catch it right away,
yeah,
gone.
Yep.
yeah. The mall thing was super hard to find. Super hard.
Yeah,
I've seen
and
a few
I
versions
still
of it
haven't.
now. Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. By
A
the
few
time I
versions of
got
it
to it,
now.
I didn't get a chance to see it. It had already been
I
pulled.
can tell you that the animation is as good or better as Bad Batch. Like it's the next evolution of that.
But in the same
It's
style.
in the same style. I know that I'd heard things like, "Oh, it's this all new animation style." It's not. It's the natural evolution of that.
Do you have
Um,
because I know we probably won't see you tomorrow night, so let's talk. We have some time. We get lots of time, don't we? What time is it right now?
we've been an
Yeah.
hour 30.
That's fine.
7:30.
Do you have a particular thing that came out of Celebration that you're most excited for?
I'm really excited to see Hayden Christensen back. That guy deserves all the exposure and happiness and good stuff, even if he is
Yeah, yeah.
smoking in front of kids.
Oh, yeah, there is that.
Um,
Left-Handed Jedi, really enjoyed listening to the show. This is the first time live. Keep it up.
oh wow,
Thank you so much.
yeah, thank
You
you
know,
so much.
I'll just
Cheers.
touch on that for a quick second. We learned like we started as an audio only podcast. So if you go back and look at our earliest videos,
Very first love.
it's our audio track laid in and it's awful. But like at that point, Andy, you were doing and you still do all of the editing and all of the post production. So I think we sort of decided collectively early on that live streaming was a more fun way
Mhm.
to interact with an audience, and we've just never looked back.
Yeah,
And it has been.
Yeah.
We've met some
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
people over the years here.
So I hope this isn't, this is the first time catching us live. I hope it's not the last time. So thank you so much. Yeah, Hayden smoking in front of children. That
Yeah,
actually, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that the other day, I saw him smoking. I'm like, oh, that really disappoints me.
it does. Like, there's a time and a place. Like, I had heard I don't that he who shall not be named, and
Yeah,
in no bad way,
sure.
had a private conversation outside of a convention with Hayden, and
Okay,
because he followed him out for a smoke.
interesting.
But yeah,
I have
but
a hard time
so
believing that guy who shall not
yeah,
be named as a smoker.
no, he's not a smoker. He
The
just
gym
followed him
rat
out
that
for a
he
smoke.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but specifically the stuff that Dave Filoni touched on
Yeah.
about wanting to honor George's visions, and I know that you had some Darth sexy comments, but
Let's be honest.
there's a little snippet of Filoni talking about this where
Yeah.
they're going to give us as much as they can, and of course reframed into this new time frame, but that George's original vision for the sequels will
Mm.
be embedded in this Maul series.
It
And
creates some issues for me, and let's call it on the nose, because so people aren't guessing what we're talking about.
Darth
This
Talon.
new Maul
Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord series purports to give us a version of, and I can't call her Darth because I don't think that canonically can really happen. Talon,
Mhm.
who, like, outside of like legends, like honestly, anytime you see any imagery with Darth Talon, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Oh,
Sexified.
I get it.
And to me, like, I'm not saying that Star Wars doesn't have room for sex appeal, but I feel we got that. We've got that a few times. We definitely got it with Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, but here's the thing for me why it works for a female Sith,
Yeah.
because like, I mean, do I really need to say more? A female Sith
It worked
using
for Asajj Ventress.
that sexuality, using that.
Well, she didn't.
She didn't
She
go
didn't.
full Sith. No.
No. Oh,
No,
no.
But
but
she
she also
apprenticed.
didn't really use her sexuality to that
Exactly. And that
degree.
Have you seen the fan film Mr. and Mrs. Sith?
I have not.
It is hilarious because it
Oh,
basically
really?
features Darth Maul squaring off against Darth Talon, and they're going
Yeah,
back
yeah.
and forth, kicking the crap out of each other.
Live action?
Live
Oh,
action
okay.
in
I'll
a
have to look for
lightsaber
that.
duel.
I'll look for that.
But she ends it with them locked with blades,
Yeah.
and she licks his blade, and he's just
Nice.
like, huh? And it's hilarious. It's awesome.
I'm not. I did have some more thoughts about it after we had talked, and my initial, this is fucking bullshit, right? Like, once I got past that, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, is there a way that this can work? And the answer is, yeah, I'm sure there is. But then it kind of,
But she's only ever looked that way in the comic books.
yeah,
I mean, she's not really described that way in the.
I
I
feel
a
like,
lot of it visually is to show off the fact that she's committed to tattooing herself all over like Maul.
yeah.
And
But
you
the-
certainly
And I can
cannot.
get
You don't have
behind
to
that.
play it sexy.
I
Like, look at the way Ahsoka dressed for friggin' 2 years of the Clone Wars.
That's true. That is true. I feel like there's a Rogue One sort of, we'll call it the Rogue One problem, is that she has to die.
100%.
She has to die. I can't.
100%.
I'm sitting there thinking, is there a way? Like, and I feel like, and of course,
Or go to another galaxy.
audience response can trump any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But starting out like, oh, we're gonna do Darth Talon. Okay, but we know that like Maul is a cagey cat, and he's survived far longer than he should have to become this endearing fan favorite, and maybe get some justice to how bad he was done in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
But like, okay, we've been there, we've done that, we've had tons of Maul to build him up to this legendary character. I feel like giving him his own show risks, I won't say ruining, but I do think it risks tainting the pedestal that we've put him on.
Yeah, well,
I
there's
don't.
Whitweir had some interesting things to say about that, and he said like if there are, I can't remember, I'm paraphrasing, but he said there are layers to Maul that he didn't even know existed when Dave pitched him the show.
Was that Sam talking?
That was Sam.
Oh,
talking.
okay.
I'm
There's just
looking
layers to
forward
Maul that he didn't understand. that he
I
went,
would
holy shit, because
I would
he kept
like to
making
see.
suggestions to like during Ahsoka.
Yeah,
He would make it because he's big on that. Maybe Maul should, and then Dave would say, "That's awesome, but this isn't Maul's show; it's Ahsoka's show,
yeah.
or this is the Clone Wars. It's not Maul." And then finally, when he made the phone call, he's like, all those questions you had,
Yeah.
this is Maul's show.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean, and we get to see where he goes from. Like we're filling in the gap from the Clone Wars to that Rogue One scene. So we're going to get to see the detail, or the sort of
Solo.
right, Solo. My bad.
That is the story that I am interested in because I feel like that's the biggest, like it was alluded to in the books and in the comic books. And I do want to see him rise to the head of Crimson Dawn. I do want to see that. I feel like that's the story.
And
the
I
title
think,
suggests.
I think animated is the way to go. I think.
Yeah.
I think it might be the future of all this stuff if they can.
Yeah.
It's just what they've been knocking it out of the park with.
That would be going back to the original question. That's the thing you're most excited for?
Probably, yeah. Ahsoka 2, and the things that Dave Filoni had to say about his respect, like, and this is always what I find, but just his respect for the lore and how to create inside the art, inside that sandbox to make the art, push the art form forward, but move the storytelling forward in a way that's like
that
organic and natural.
The original.
There's a lot to be excited for. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Honestly, the last thing they said was very exciting to me, which was that the Celebration 27 is going to be in North America. It's going to be in Los Angeles, so it's doable. It's not like sell everything you own and go to Japan, like we nearly did. And it depends who's in charge. Like Lauren, she's like, "Well, you have to buy tickets now," and I'm like, "I know. I can we just wait and see if somebody, wants to impress Jodie Foster?"
Left-handed Jedi. When we definitely don't have enough Black Series malls.
It's true.
Oh my gosh. I'm still waiting for that Sith speeder set to drop down below 50, and then I'll pull the trigger because then I'll get the newest mall body and the speeder.
So 27 is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars 2. And I can't imagine that's not going to be just nuts. And in North America, theoretically, I could walk.
You could. You absolutely could.
Right?
Yes.
So
Celebration or bust.
Celebration LA, Hank from Halifax. So
I mean, what better way than to go into the heart of the empire? See Celebration.
Than a cross-continental hike.
As long as you don't end up on what is it? It's not Ferrix where they go to the prison, is it?
Yeah. No.
Narkina 5.
Narkina
5.
Right.
Yeah.
I can build me some Death Stars.
Was there a standout moment for you, or most anticipated project that was announced?
I'm excited for the Maul thing. His descriptor that the last 4 episodes of Ahsoka is going to be like a grand battle involving Admiral Akbar and Thrawn.
I did see that. That Akbar is going to have a big throwdown.
It's not a trap. It's a trap for you, Thrawn.
This could be, we talked about this not fairly recently, how I was so upset about Akbar getting hosed out through the window. This could be that redeeming moment. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. Akbar leading the fleet.
Filoni had said, it was so hard to write Akbar without using the line. But I would totally accept the line said by Thrawn if the tables get turned. Wouldn't that be great? It's a trap, and it's Thrawn saying it.
Thrawn would be so like in his like, it's a trap. It'd just have no emotion.
It would be gold. It would be gold just to have.
Yeah.
Who could beat Thrawn? Akbar, maybe.
The 9th Jedi looks interesting.
Okay, so that's
because the first 2 seasons of Visions were awesome.
When we covered Visions and we talked about sort of the best episodes, that 9th Jedi episode, that's the one with like the droid, the boatman.
Yeah,
she's delivering the lightsabers.
I think so.
That was, I feel like that was one of our favorites collectively.
Yeah.
So that getting fleshed out into its own thing, I am super, super happy for that. I do have a question because this sort of ties into, I'm a Star Wars tech nerd. Sean Levy's movie, Starfighter. Is that built out of the bones of Patty Jenkins' thing?
Almost
I
certainly.
don't.
The Rogue Squadron thing?
Well, I don't know because it says it's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's a
No.
new adventure set 5
Yeah.
years after
After.
Rise.
I just feel like, so does that, like, did we get any sort of clarity on Patty Jenkins' thing? Is it dead in the water again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the new approach has been to just let things
Simmer.
like just go away.
Yeah.
Give the more times you say, yeah, we're still working on it, like the Ryan Johnson trilogy.
Or
Does anybody even care?
or
They
Taika
just announced.
Waititi.
Well, they just announced I can't remember who it was. I read it this morning though. They announced a writer for the script for the Taika Waititi project,
Oh, really?
and it's not him.
I didn't know
So
that. Oh, I wish I hadn't heard that.
I would, like, love him or hate him. That's almost a $1 billion guarantee.
What is?
Yeah.
Having Taika Waititi do a Star Wars film
direct a Star Wars
in
movie.
any fashion. You're going to get his fans watching it. You're going to get Marvel fans watching it. You're going to get us watching it.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan.
You know what I mean?
I'm a Taika fan. And
yeah, so it crosses. You know what I mean? He's got
Yeah,
three. The Hitler movie still my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I love Jojo
Incredible.
Rabbit. Now he was a writer on the original movie, What We Do in the Shadows, the
Yes.
vampire comedy, and I'm a
Correct.
big fan of that. So, with Taika Waititi that you're going to get a certain brand of comedy,
But mixed
you know that he's going to try and get that in there.
If that's the intent, I have no problem with it. But if
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
you're selling me Civil War, and all of a sudden everybody's like, ho ho ho, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna poke me in a sore spot. So if
So,
that's what
yeah.
you're selling me, a Star Wars comedy, make me roar with Star Wars.
I want to be. I'm cautiously optimistic, but as soon as I saw Starfighter, I'm like, oh my god, I've played the Starfighter games, and so I instantly think of like all of those like amazing set pieces, like each battle on a different, like either a different piece of space or in a different planet's atmosphere. Like, is it going to be something like that? Is it going to be a like Jedi Starfighter, where like now we're going to start seeing people use the Force in ways that we've never seen before, other than Luke navigating to Dagobah and 90-degreeing a torpedo, but like stuff that we have gotten from video games, like applications of the Force on flying that we just haven't really seen.
Could be neat.
Also, Sean Levy likes to work with all the Canadian Ryans.
Yes. I just have a feeling it's from the bones of the Rogue One, the Rogue Squadron.
That was my first, as soon as I saw it, that was my first impression, that it came out of that.
I don't know, having suffered through Wonder Woman 1984, I think it might have been a strong direction to go in.
I'm not, I'm kind of neither here nor there about it. If they told me next week that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie was still on, I'd be like, okay,
cool.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah, okay. I'll watch Star Wars with a rock printed on it. So, it's the other way. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that, when Manny Jacinto was at Celebration holding up the helmet, and I guess the audience started cheering season two.
So there is
a call for it.
There is some. I've read some stuff over the last week and a half that has sort of talked about maybe there is room for, I don't know if it's the second season or more. Certainly there's some comic book stuff, I think that's
it's already popping up. Yeah.
And you know me, like
they're also wrapping up the High Republic, or they're wrapping that up. That whole movement is coming to an end, right?
Yeah. I was pretty forgiving of the Acolyte because I think I got sort of what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'd said before, my biggest complaint was they just didn't spend enough time. Like, you could have sat on that much longer and played it out longer, and it would have made more sense. I get what you were trying to do. The ideas were cool.
I mean, the story was okay. The ideas were okay. The acting was incredibly subpar for the most. And honestly, they looked like they were like cosplayers. Were like when my wife is sitting there going, "Look at how bad the wigs are." There's a problem. If my wife can make a better wig than you can at Lucasfilm. So and those are practical things, like.
So I'm with you guys. I'm excited for the Ninth Jedi. I'm very excited about Ahsoka season 2. We got that official image Rory McCann
Rory, yep.
in the
Yeah,
Balin costume, and I don't know if that was. I kind of wonder if that was like a one of
Photoshop.
those like a costume fitting
Oh,
session for
maybe.
him
They
to
haven't
take
even
something
started
from.
filming, so maybe they did do that. But it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
like
yeah.
people with full subscription to Photoshop, unlike us. That the blade did make me a little bit.
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna split hairs, why give him a full red blade?
Full red, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, I'm excited for those things, and
I mean,
I'm
the future
excited.
is bright as far as I'm concerned. I that Mando Grogu trailer, the 3 times I managed to watch it before they scrubbed it.
I did get to see that a couple of
I
The
times.
did.
interior of an AT-AT was like when they passed through the neck, I was like, I'm in the neck of an AT-AT.
Yeah,
Like
I
that was
watched it early in
dope
the
as
morning
hell.
before you had sent it. It came up in my news feed on Facebook, and the person that had filmed it, it wasn't like the one you sent was cropped a bit, and I don't
Yes.
know if that's just the way that they recorded it,
Yeah.
but like there's that point where he's cleaning out the belly, and he gives the blast of the flamethrower, and in the version that you sent, you barely see the
Yeah.
flame,
Yeah.
but in the one I saw in the morning,
Yes,
it's
I
full
saw a
on like
different. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so good.
It just the one thought I had too is after I watched it, I was sitting there going, "How many people did Luke kill with that thermal detonator?" He just throws it like all at once, boom, 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 boom. There's like 15 guys in there
Yeah.
strapping their ski masks on.
Yeah. So I guess
Grogu
the
swimming
thing
underwater. That was awesome.
reinforcing the frog thing, which I think is
Frog
kind of neat.
connection.
Him taking out a mouse droid with the force. Which I had to laugh as the mouse droid gets smashed and the wheel bounces past him and he just sort of sidesteps it and watches.
And
Eh.
it does start to push a question forward in my mind too. Like now that we're moving forward, especially with something that we've done 3 seasons of Mandalorian,
Yeah.
and we're about to have a feature film. So what does season 4 of the Mandalorian look like? Does it look like one episode of, or does it look like us
Man, I
dissecting the
don't
thing
know.
in half-hour pieces? It's
Mm.
just a thought that I had. It was like, because now we're film reviewers,
I know, eh? Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it may benefit us just for
Break,
fun,
breaking a movie up into multiple parts.
or well, to take a crack at something that already exists in terms of a movie review, and what better one to do than maybe A New Hope,
A New Hope. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. I
just
would
to
be
see what it looks like.
willing to do that. And
Yeah,
because that's a movie that, many people have seen many times and
In many versions.
right. And so the question is for our style, for our audience, how do we approach that?
right.
That makes it fresh for someone who's seen the movie a bajillion times like we
Yeah,
have.
yeah. Or to keep it engaging for somebody who maybe hasn't.
I tell you what we should do. We should recreate the movie shot for shot with Black Series action figures in stop
I'm
motion.
in. I'm
Now
done.
you're gonna have to dirty up that Leia.
I mean, it doesn't even. I've seen stuff where it's like, and it's so good. It's literally like, get to the command tower. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's.
Find the controls to the bridge.
It doesn't have to be stop motion. It's whatever the scene calls for.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
It would be so good.
That would be funny. Well, yeah, it is a bright future for Star Wars as far as I'm concerned, and
Super excited, man.
Especially that one line from Filoni. I like working in long time lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Planning out way ahead. And
Wow.
as long as they keep giving him the green light, right?
It's not like he hasn't done that. 3 times now?
At least
3 times. Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, and now
Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian and Maul.
Yeah.
So
And
there's a 4 or
the
5.
funny thing is, it's all the same story.
Yeah.
Just
It's
from
like
way different
that's the
perspective.
best part. It's this Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings thing that we were in the middle of that we didn't really realize was happening.
I am most excited for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'm terrified at the same time, though.
Yeah.
The workload. I have never been so.
Nervous.
Well, yeah. Like,
Daunted.
Do we decide at 1 a.m. who does what episode? Like, what do we have? How's this going to work?
I thought I would do one.
Okay.
Just because that's sort of every time we do a new review series,
You
I think
launch
I've
it.
always
Yeah.
done the first
Sure.
episode.
Set the tone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that way when I'm freaking out, I can call you guys and go, "This is what's happening. What the hell do I do?"
Yeah. You want to draw straws, Andy? I don't know. How do you want to do it?
You pick. I'll take whatever's left.
Okay, I'll back clean up. I'll do 3.
3. Okay. Middle act for you, sir.
Middle child. There we go.
Left-handed Jedi. Andor has me hyped.
Oh,
I
so
said
much.
it. I've said it a million times, and I can't help myself. I will say it again. Cassian Andor was the most compelling character in Rogue One. And so when they announced that this show was happening, I was like, that's for me. That show is for me. And I was not disappointed. In fact, what did I see today? There's a very cool Variety magazine posted a very good article, not too spoilery, and they are giving it very high praise. I saw a thing today that said this might be the gold standard of Star Wars television.
I just hope
season
Kino
2.
Loy comes
They
back.
aired the first episode at
Celebration.
At Celebration, and people were like, "Holy cow!"
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool. So, living in the Eastern time zone as we do, Hank in the Atlantic time zone, you're not starting until 10 o'clock at night.
I'm into it till.
So you're
in the
into it
morning?
till like it's a 2.5. I think we figured out, Andy. About 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Minus.
Yeah, but are we going to skip? Like, you got to wait for the
credits
thing to
and
end, and so are
Yeah,
we going to
yeah.
skip credits the first time through? I never do.
I am definitely going to scan the credits, because if there's any,
Holy
you know,
shit
if there's any post credit or mid credit,
especially if I'm like, hey,
skip, though.
Is that Doris Day?
Oh yeah. Well, they do that. They do go back.
Like when they're on Disney, they're pretty good about that. Like you skip to whatever cutscene happens to be hiding there.
How come I've never figured that out?
I don't know. Because you're too starstruck watching. It's like,
yeah, maybe. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So 10
Season
to 11, 11 to 12,
good, everyone. Yeah, it is.
12 to 1. So yeah, I'm up there. I'm getting there.
At 2+ hours, but then we figured out, if it's consistent with all of the other live action shows,
probably around 45 minutes of actual time you're on the.
You can trim about 7 minutes of titles and credits out of each episode.
Especially so. Here's my prediction too: that you're going to get an extensive previously on Andor before your.
It's already up. It's already up.
Yeah,
have you not seen that?
No, I have, but I'm saying right before your episode drops, you'll probably have a 2-minute.
Previously
on Andor. And we'll each get one too, because they love to recap what you just saw 30 seconds ago. Those are typically a full minute. So
wait, do I have to recap the 15-minute season 1?
We're gonna just take that for rote. We're gonna assume everybody has seen our show and that show.
Gosh, I hope so.
Because otherwise, we're defining characters.
You don't have a lot of time if you want to squeeze all that in for tomorrow night. Kino Loy, you'd said.
Yes, I want him to come back at some.
We'll be able to save time by not reintroducing the actors.
Yeah,
we could quickly go. Diego Luna's back.
Back, you know me. I don't have to go reintroduce.
No,
I don't reintroduce actors if they're new. Sure.
Yes.
Anybody got things that they would like to see happen in season 2?
Oh my God.
The biggest one for me, I touched on it when we did season 1. I would like to see Nemik's manifesto be handed off to Mon.
Yeah.
I want that to land in her hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to get there, but I want it there.
That could be the precursor to her speech at the
Senate. Yeah.
I want to. I really want to see Ezra Bridger's speech in live action, and so it's just there's a moment there. That
would be cool.
It would be, just even recorded on a loudspeaker somewhere.
Would that be? Could you do it that could be a post-credit scene.
Oh yeah,
that could be a post-credit scene in the last episode.
It really.
No, that's not true.
Well, no.
So the last episode is Rogue One.
Yeah,
is Rogue One. So between episodes 3 or week 3 and week 4, maybe, because it's 1 year per block.
Yeah.
Ezra goes missing just before Empire Day, the year that they blow up the Death Star.
Oh, 0 BBY.
Yeah, like within months of the Empire destroying Alderaan.
Oh well, then it would be after. It would be after the last episode.
It
would have to be. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rogue One kicks off with the plans going to Leia.
Yeah.
Or ends off at New Hope.
So Kino Loy for you?
Yes.
Kino comes back?
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm a +1 for that. +1.
Yeah. I kind of want to see I'd like to see how Saw and them work a little better. Like that part of the rebellion. I could watch the Saw Gerrera show. Like I would love to see
Saw as partisans.
Rebels,
yeah.
The partisans, like just something a little more hardcore. I mean, when you meet Cassian in Rogue One, he assassinates an ally.
He's a cold-blooded killer.
He kills an ally to save his own skin, and
Yeah.
you don't realize that his skin is the bigger picture. Like he must survive in order to X.
But in a parallel, episode 1 of Andor, he cold-bloodedly murders a Corsac security officer.
Yeah, so he's not opposed to surviving.
In the face, I might add.
Face. Like Mando threw an AT-AT driver.
That poor bastard. When the camera spins down on him and he's just like
pokes around.
The exhale, like, oh dear. Oh man, it's been a wonderful hangout tonight. I'm so happy that you guys got to hang out and experience this with us. I know we were here to talk Star Wars action figures, but with Celebration being last weekend or this past weekend,
previous,
there was just no way that we could not talk about that. And Andy and I will talk about it some more tomorrow night on Random Fandom. That's our Tuesday night show. And then, like I said, we're right into Andor.
Oh, there you go, Left-Handed Jedi.
Oh yeah, we got to see what blows Saw up.
Well, wasn't it the test run of the Death Star?
It was, yeah. The super laser one.
No, he means when he lost his leg and.
Yeah. What takes the?
When does he get to?
When you see him in Clone Wars, he's a normal guy. Even
true.
The first season of Rebels, he isn't all.
He's not all cybernetic.
He was still human in Bad Batch as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what gives him his cybernetic?
Where?
And, I mean, clearly it's affected his mind as much as his body. I mean, he's cuckoo.
I'm gonna say it's something small, like a landmine.
Device.
Like it's only like a.
How about an
I get the
assassination
impression that it's only the lower leg, like maybe from the knee down. Yeah. So like a landmine.
So it's not gonna be like Boba Fett finds him in the desert and takes him to the chop shop
to save him. Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
even other rebel factions might want him dead.
Yeah,
he's too extreme for us.
Well, Mon, she had a particular phrase. I can't remember what it was, but essentially she's like, he's a, essentially.
I think it was extremist.
Yeah.
Takes all kinds.
It's going to be an exciting week. It's going to be incredibly nerve-wracking. But yeah. So don't forget, actually, you know what I'll do? We have some time. I can do whatever I want. It's my show.
Do it.
Let me just direct your attention to the social media post that I want you all to use. Where did I put that? I'll find it.
Right there.
I'll find it.
It's hiding.
It is hiding.
On the interwebs.
What's going on here? Let's go to our page. There we go. Hey, Nick, we're live right now. Here it is. Let's go. Let's full screen this. And here we go. So let's do a screen share. I want to do a screen share. Is that the button I want? That's the button I want. That's the one. All right, so let's direct your attention. If you head on over to our social media, that's the Fandom Power Podcast on Facebook, and you scroll down, you'll see here is our essentially our post where it's the "Did you see that post?" If you're watching the show, Andor, that is, as it debuts tomorrow night, I want you to go here and post in all of your like holy shit moments, because there's a good chance on a single watch through that I may end up missing some stuff, or we might miss some stuff, and we don't want to miss anything.
No.
So help us out, and if we use your post or your point, we'll give you a credit in the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how do we stop that? There we go. It's gone now.
There you go.
Before
another good point there. He does. So it could not.
That's true. That's true.
Could have something to do with the lungs.
That's right. Because he's wearing basically a simple
oxygen
mask. Yeah.
It could be like Lloyd Bridges from Airplane, though. Picked a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue.
Is there anything that you guys would like to touch on before we wrap it up for the evening?
No, I'm just trying to prolong summer vacation, man.
Yeah, I know.
See you at school tomorrow.
I know. Bring a pencil, man. Bring one for me. All right, everybody. Listen, I hope you had a great time, as great a time as we had bringing this to you. We'll be back again. Andy and I will be here tomorrow night. You're more than welcome to drop in. Same time, 6 p.m. Eastern for Random Fandom. Then it's Sunday night for either one long episode or 3 shorter ones. I don't know how that's going to work out.
We'll figure it out.
Brevity is the key. It could be the longest live stream ever. I don't know. We'll be here, though.
Let's turn it
One
on.
way or another, we will be here.
If we turn it on and the power goes out, it could be the longest live stream ever.
Oh, dear. Because that's never happened before.
Uh-huh.
And suddenly Hank was alone in the studio. Where did they go?
And then on Andor.
All right, everybody, remember, whatever your thing is, and if you're watching this show, it's probably Star Wars. Fan on, everybody. And as always, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
And we will see you all on the next one very soon. Bye for now, everybody.